Welcome to Artificial Intelligence, AI, and Machine Learning. Are you ready? The second in our 4-part webinar series, 2020, The Future of Marketing. Here's what to expect today. Our presentation will last about 25 minutes. We'd love to hear your thoughts as we go, so please post any comments in the webinar chat pane. I'm your host, Ian Hughes, content strategist here at SilverTech. I have surveyed and interviewed our strategists, designers, and developers, and our partners for their input in today's topic. And if you have any questions about strategy or implementation of artificial intelligence solutions, I'll gather responses from my team and address them in the follow-up. Thank you so much for joining us today. Let's get started. First, just a quick mention of who we are. We are SilverTech, a digital marketing agency and technology company, and we've been in the digital space since 1996. We have more than 75 crew members engaged in more than 80 active projects across a variety of industries. Our goal is to redefine how organizations understand their audience and the entire customer journey. It's a process we call Lead to Loyal. It's powered by intuitive design and a seamless sharing of data across the main marketing technology platforms, your content management system, marketing automation platform, and CRM. Here's a look at the agenda. First, we'll answer the question, what is artificial intelligence, AI? Then, we'll discuss the future of AI and machine learning and what the timeline looks like. I'll share several examples and use cases of AI in marketing, and then we'll wrap it up by discussing how to get started with AI. I think you'll find it's easier than you might expect. Long dismissed as the realm of sci-fi, artificial intelligence, AI, and machine learning have finally arrived, and their potential to disrupt every industry is quickly becoming apparent. HAL 9000, R2-D2, and C-3PO have made way for Siri, Cortana, and Alexa, and this is only the beginning. Ray Kurzweil, Google's director of engineering, predicts that by 2029, AI will achieve human levels of intelligence, and by 2045, humans will experience singularity, the point at which we multiply our effective intelligence a billionfold by merging with the intelligence we have created. Before we feel we've drifted back into the realm of sci-fi, consider this. Our partners at HubSpot surveyed 1,400 consumers globally and found that 63% already use AI tools without realizing it, and 74% have used voice search in the past month. AI is here, it is real, and it has practical marketing applications, among many others, across every industry conceivable. Over the course of this webinar, we will clarify what is artificial intelligence, we'll briefly explore how AI may evolve, then we'll share 7 marketing use cases and a couple of examples of artificial intelligence marketing before we conclude with several steps that you can take today to ready yourself for the imminent arrival of AI at your organization. Here's a key takeaway. By 2020, 20% of companies will dedicate workers to monitor and guide neural networks. From Gartner. Let's now clarify, what is artificial intelligence, AI? In our previous webinar, Chatbots and Conversational Commerce, we introduced 2 early chatbots, ELIZA and Parry. ELIZA was developed by MIT professor Joseph Weizenbaum in the early 1960s to parody the responses of a non-directional psychotherapist in an initial psychiatric interview. Weizenbaum had, in fact, set out to prove that interactions between humans and computers would only ever work on a superficial level, but he surprised himself when he found many who interacted with ELIZA began to form a recognizable emotional bond. The next major chatbot evolution came in 1971 with Parry, a natural language program that was developed to simulate the responses a paranoid individual would give. Building upon ELIZA's advances, Parry was able to pass the Turing test, a test developed by Alan Turing in 1950 to test a machine's ability to become indistinguishable from a human. Subjects interacting with Parry and actual human responders were unable to distinguish with more than random accuracy Parry's responses from those of a paranoid human. Here on this screen, you can see a conversation between ELIZA, the doctor, and Parry, the patient. There is little debate over the impressive computational advances heralded by ELIZA and Parry. However, there's been plenty of discussion since over what actually constitutes artificial intelligence, and that still informs our understanding of AI today. Philosopher John Rogers Searle argued in his 1980 paper, Minds, Brains, and Programs, that a program cannot give a computer a mind, understanding, or consciousness. Though ELIZA and Parry's responses were human-like, enough so that they could build empathy or even replicate a human's response, ELIZA and Parry themselves did not understand their own responses. They were simply manipulating symbols to pass the Turing test and fool humans. Which brings us to the state of artificial intelligence today as we enter 2018 and look forward toward the next decade. Today's descendants of ELIZA and Parry are chatbots such as 1-800-Flowers, which allows you to order flowers through Facebook Messenger, or Taco Bell's TacoBot, which allows you to order tacos through Slack. This level of artificial intelligence is described as weak or narrow AI. TacoBot can perform one function, an important one albeit, order tacos. It does not possess human-level intelligence, nor does any form of AI as we know it today. Even Google's AlphaGo, which beat a human professional player at the notoriously difficult and abstract board game Go in March of 2016, and then beat the world's #1 player earlier this year, is a form of narrow AI. It can play Go better than any human, but that's the only thing it can do. For now, humans possess a unique and special level of intelligence, but recent developments are beginning to cut into the uniqueness of our own minds. Google, for example, is building from AlphaGo's underlying infrastructure and is working with National Grid UK to improve the efficiency of the British power grid. Let's now discuss the building blocks of AI, as found in systems like AlphaGo, and what they mean for the next evolution of artificial intelligence. Machine learning, ML, is a current application of AI based around the idea that we should really just be able to give machines access to data and let them learn for themselves. The term was coined by Arthur Samuel at IBM in 1959, and it was related to computational statistics and mathematical optimization. Though ML itself has become a buzzword, it is the buzzword we need if we're to get anything from the buzzword from just a couple of years ago, big data. The algorithms powering ML could potentially sift through all of our data to make predictions and deliver analysis that the human mind could not alone decipher. Deep learning. Deep learning describes computational processes built to mimic the human mind's neural networks and allows for nonlinear analysis. These neural networks take metadata as an input and process the data through a number of layers of the nonlinear transformation of the input data to compute the output. This may clarify. In this illustration from HackerNoon, you can see the difference between machine learning and deep learning. Though both rely on hidden layers or a neural network for classification and then to produce an output, in machine learning, the feature extraction or input is still provided by a human or an external source. Natural language processing, NLP, is a way for computers to analyze, understand, and derive meaning from human language in a smart and useful way. John Roger Searle took issue with ELIZA and Parry's ability to understand language. They were merely responding to the input of symbols with symbols that meant nothing to them. NLP would enable ELIZA and Parry to understand language in the same way a human can. Siri, Alexa, and Cortana use NLP to recognize speech and enable voice search. If NLP is the input, the natural language generation, NLG, is the output. NLG enables programs like ELIZA and Parry to engage in an actual conversation. NLG assesses the data to identify what is important and interesting to a specific audience, then automatically transforms those insights into insightful communications. Digital assistants like Siri use NLG to respond to task requests with intelligible sentences. In this illustration from narrative science, we can see the evolution of natural language generation. At the basic level, NLG simply transforms data into text. At the next level, template-driven NLG, it fits data into existing templates. Then, at the highest level of the NLG pyramid, NLG derives facts from data to understand what is most important and interesting. With each progression up the pyramid, business value increases. If you've spent any time on social media over the past few years, then visual recognition is already a concept you are familiar with. Social networks use visual recognition to analyze images for visual content. It's how photos that you post get auto-tagged. It's also how Snapchat's ubiquitous filters work. Here's IBM Watson's demo of its visual recognition capabilities. It allows users to upload any image and tells you what Watson sees. In this example, Watson has been provided an image of a chihuahua. After mere seconds of analysis and comparisons against its known database of images, Watson shares its findings. With a very high degree of certainty, Watson can identify this image as a chihuahua dog, a small dog, a domestic animal, and an animal. It's not as sure about color. With a medium degree of certainty, you can say that the color is ivory or light brown. Here's the key takeaway from this section. Machine learning and artificial intelligence have phenomenal potential to simplify, accelerate, and improve many aspects of our lives. This from Tony Bradley at Forbes. We'll cover that potential with several AI use cases shortly. First, let's take a look at the future of AI and machine learning to get a sense of where this is all headed and what risks there may be along the way. The 5 elements of AI that we discussed, machine learning, deep learning, natural language generation and processing, and visual recognition, are all being advanced by research teams at major organizations such as Google and Facebook. Further, as Machine Learning and AI Advisory Group TopBots highlights here, the landscape of enterprise organizations pursuing artificial intelligence technologies is becoming an increasingly crowded and competitive space. Beyond B2B sales and marketing, and consumer marketing, as we're discussing today, there are enterprise organizations applying AI in business intelligence, productivity, customer management, HR and talent, finance and operations, digital commerce, data science, engineering, security and risk, and industrials and manufacturing. Though we have yet to achieve artificial general intelligence, AGI, or human-level intelligence, as we discussed earlier, the field is advancing at such an accelerated pace. Recall again Google's Ray Kurzweil and his prediction that we will achieve AGI by 2029, that it's worth hearing from those who are calling for caution as we embrace AI, namely Elon Musk. It may come as a surprise that one of the loudest cautionary voices is one of our foremost futurists. Elon Musk, the founder, CEO, and CRO of SpaceX and co-founder of Tesla Inc., is no stranger to the benefits of AI. In fact, Tesla's autopilot features use AI, and it has been reported that the company is developing its own AI processor for its self-driving cars. Further, Musk was an early investor in the AI company DeepMind, which was acquired by Google in 2014, though Musk claims he got involved more to keep tabs on how quickly AI was evolving, which he says is happening at a pace much quicker than people realize. He cautions that many of his peers, like Larry Page at Google, are naive in their boundless pursuit of AI and may produce something evil by accident, possibly even a fleet of artificial intelligence-enhanced robots capable of destroying mankind. To prevent the apocalyptic possibilities that artificial general intelligence may herald from happening, Musk has started a non-profit artificial intelligence research company, OpenAI, with the aim of promoting the safe and ethical use of artificial intelligence. As you can see from the Vanity Fair graphic here, Musk is not alone. Many of our most distinguished thinkers and technologists, including Stephen Hawking and Bill Gates, are urging caution. Meanwhile, Google's Larry Page and Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg are among those who are hitting the gas as it pertains to AI and its possibilities. As marketers, it is important to be aware of the calls for caution. We are already early adopters of AI technologies, and as we will soon discuss, marketing as a profession will be one that will be most profoundly disrupted by AI. Our decisions on what technology to purchase or build for our organizations will, without any sense of hyperbole, affect the future of humankind. The key takeaway is this, from Max Tegmark, president of the Future of Life Institute, an organization, like Musk's OpenAI, keeping a close watch on the progress of AI. Everything we love about civilization is a product of intelligence, so amplifying our human intelligence with artificial intelligence has the potential of helping civilization flourish like never before, as long as we manage to keep the technology beneficial. Let's now explore some of the ways in which AI and machine learning can be and are being used in marketing. As marketers, our goal is always to reduce friction on our websites as our audience searches for answers with our content, etc. In one sense, the singularity, the merging of human and machine intelligence is already here. We already interact with our smartphones as extensions of ourselves. We have to remember less, as we always have a device with access to Google within arm's reach. We are more efficient task managers, information gatherers, and communicators than our forebears ever could have been. Yet, there's still a tremendous amount of friction. Our thumbs are slow and clumsy, speech recognition hasn't fully evolved yet, and it's likely that this is one of the problems that AI will solve. With a neural lace embedded in our skulls, we'll be able to communicate our thoughts and intentions directly to our devices. This meaningful partial brain interface, Musk suggests, is only really 4 or 5 years away. In the meantime, here are several ways that marketers can use AI and machine learning to reduce friction and create engagement with our audiences. Content. Content is one of the most likely and readily apparent applications of AI in marketing. Blog title generators have existed for several years. A natural and logical extension is for AI to write full blog posts, web pages, and email messages. Wordsmith is a natural language generator already in use by the Associated Press for short news updates. Here you can see a news update written using AI. It doesn't quite have the flow of a human writer, but it does effectively communicate the necessary facts of the story. AI is also powering content curation efforts, such as Netflix and Amazon's recommendations. Spotify is also a big user of AI to provide recommendations and create playlists such as the Release Radar, which give users a personal playlist of new music every Friday, based on what users have previously listened to. Consumer behavior is analyzed, and predictive analytics yield the best possible next steps for consumers to take. Website design. There are already more than 1 billion websites, so it follows that almost every layout and style has been tested somewhere online. Building upon the knowledge of what works and what doesn't, companies like Grid and Wix already offer AI tools to help design a new website. Wix, with more than 100 million users, describes how its AI designer works. With just a few simple questions, Wix AI ADI designs tailored websites by learning about each person's or business' own needs. Next, choosing from billions of high-quality, stunning combinations and possibilities, Wix ADI perfectly matches optimal design and content elements to create a unique, dynamic, and robust website in minutes. No two sites ever looking the same. But more than just stunning design, Wix ADI gathers from across the web and social media for relevant content that you can use as is or customize. As with the content example, it is still easy enough to imagine human designers besting an AI design tool. But as it generates enough websites, it is likely that it will be able to offer the same services to enterprise-level clients within a few years. Search. Google's search algorithm is now powered by RankBrain, a machine learning system that processes and provides search results. Since 2008, Bing, too, in an effort to cut into Google's search dominance, has used machine learning to process its results. Accordingly, AI has helped Bing more than double its share of the search market to 20%. The first implication of machine learning in search is that black hat SEO tactics, keyword stuffing, linked farms, etc., have no place in marketing. Then, of course, there's also the emergence of Amazon Echo, Google Home, Apple's Siri, and Microsoft's Cortana. These digital assistants, as discussed earlier, use natural language processing to allow for voice search, which has been used by 74% of those recently surveyed by our partners at HubSpot. Of all the use cases of AI, social media is the most apparent. The social networks themselves are already among those most involved in the race for artificial general intelligence. Recall where Mark Zuckerberg lands on the AI Comfort Index. AI powers the tools that empowers individuals to choose the content they want to see, and it powers marketers' ability to target and buy ads on social networks. The most promising use case of AI in social media, however, is the opportunity for personalized, one-to-one communication afforded by chatbots. We spoke at length about how chatbots, using natural language generation, can be used to replicate human conversation on platforms such as Facebook's Messenger in our last webinar in this series. If you bid for ads on Google's AdWords platform, then you are among the 63% already using AI tools, perhaps without knowing it. The bidding option is powered by AI to give you the lowest possible cost per click, CPC. And brands like Harley-Davidson, Dole, and Cosabella have also reported ad buying success with Albert, an AI-powered platform that enables autonomous targeting and media buying. It's very likely that in the near future, platforms like Albert will be among the marketing technology stacks of most mid to large size organizations. Fraud prevention. Many organizations find immediate benefit in AI's ability to analyze user behavior more quickly than any human could, and could help prevent fraud and data breaches. By analyzing typical credit card usage, for example, AI can notify consumers and financial institutions when behavior is outside the norm, perhaps indicating that fraud is being committed. Pricing. AI also promises a great reduction in the difficulties inherent in choosing the right price for a product or service. Organizations like Uber use tools such as Perfect Price to anticipate and react to changes in demand and market in real time. At SilverTech, several of our partners are piloting or have recently rolled out AI tools. Let's take a look at a couple of examples. With the recent acquisition of machine learning company Chemv, HubSpot is using AI to scale inbound. It's easy enough for a single marketer to build out a workflow for the download of a single piece of content, but for larger organizations, with perhaps tens of thousands of content pieces, building a personalized nurture track can be daunting. HubSpot is hoping that AI will eventually build these workflows and learn as it goes how to optimize them. Among the AI tools already rolled out, or at least in beta, are content strategy and predictive lead scoring. From HubSpot, content strategy uses machine learning to understand the themes that search engines associate your content with. You'll see useful topic suggestions and detailed metrics like competitiveness and relevancy that help you hone your SEO strategy in on the right content areas. Lead scoring is an essential part of successful inbound marketing. Knowing when to pass off leads to sales or continue to nurture can make or break an opportunity. HubSpot's predictive lead scoring sets out to eliminate some of the guesswork in manual lead scoring. Using machine learning, predictive lead scoring builds a custom model and scores every contact in your database, telling you who is most likely to buy. Our partners at Salesforce, the cloud-based customer relationship management CRM platform, have also invested in AI-powered technology. Introduced at Dreamforce in 2016, Salesforce Einstein is an intelligence capability built into the Salesforce platform and focused on delivering smarter customer relationship management. The aim of Einstein is to empower every Salesforce user with the insights of a dedicated data analyst. Like HubSpot's AI tools, Einstein is meant to scale customer relationships by making intelligent predictions and recommendations about your deals. When you consider the interactive graphic here from Time, it's understandable why many marketers become uncomfortable around the topic of artificial intelligence. We are experiencing an accelerating pace of change, particularly when you consider that it was 8,000 years after the agricultural revolution that we ushered in the Industrial Revolution, then only 22 years after the moon landing that we had the World Wide Web, and likely within only a couple of decades we could achieve singularity, or that point where human and machines merge to surpass all brain power to that of all human brains combined. The fear is that AI tools will eliminate marketing jobs, and though yes, it's likely that marketing departments will be radically transformed over the next 2 to 5 years, there are great opportunities for those who embrace the tools and prepare for their adoption as early as today. If you're looking to get started with AI, beyond what you may already be using, it's important to continue to read up on the topic. Beyond our introductory webinar, there are some great organizational and operational resources available at TopBots. For philosophical and ethical considerations, it's also worth bookmarking the Future of Life Institute. Hopefully the links gathered throughout this presentation will offer several different paths for you to start your own research. As you conduct your own research, it's worth considering what AI tools could enhance and amplify your marketing. Even if you're not ready to make the move today, it's likely that you will need to determine over the next few months whether or not you will be building or buying an AI solution. Many organizations will also be faced with the decision in the near future as to whether they need an internal AI officer in the C-suite. It may seem far-fetched, but large enterprises are already making such moves. The next step is to start small. Build a bot. Chatbots are a great point of entry into imbuing your organization with AI capabilities. An FAQ bot is a great place to start. Transform your FAQ section into a bot that your audience can engage with on a platform such as Facebook Messenger. Another very important step to take is to purchase and use, whether it's home or in the office, an Amazon Echo or a Google Home. The more familiar you can become with technologies that use natural language processing and generation, the better prepared you will be to market to your audience with them as your medium. Much of our job as marketers is to stay one step ahead of consumers, and adoption rates are growing quickly for these devices. Add one to your holiday shopping list if you haven't done so already. As we draw to a close of our presentation, here is perhaps the key takeaway from Ekaterina Walter at Forbes. Today's marketers need to prepare for the AI revolution and understand how they can use it to enhance customer experiences in our increasingly digital world. To return to our concern about the radically changing marketing department, let's close with the 5 skills you will need in order to succeed in an AI-powered industry. In the recent article, How to Keep Your Marketing Job Through the AI Revolution, Forbes contributor Ekaterina Walter suggests you need the following skills. You need to be a self-learner. With the world moving so fast, she says, we all need to be self-learners. As the pace of innovation continues to accelerate, it will be difficult for even the most experienced marketers to keep up with the latest advancement and constant changes. You need to be a problem identifier. She says the marketers who thrive in the AI era will be those who recognize and understand the pain points that AI can address and pivot their marketing and business strategies accordingly. You'll need to be a computational thinker. Marketing strategists may produce the sharpest, most engaging content imaginable, but if they can't grasp the data and understand how best to deploy that material, then it won't be of much use to the business. You'll also need to be a renewed creative. She says as AI expands to cover processes that aren't necessarily rooted in data, such as copywriting, marketers would be wise to get back in touch with their imaginations. A sophisticated algorithm can generate a creative product, but marketers should be sure that they can produce something that's more intuitive, accessible, and, well, human. And she also cautions that we need to be open-minded thinkers. While there'll be some rocky moments along the way, marketers will need to be open to harnessing AI to handle processes that have stayed mostly the same for years. These skills will help you embrace the possibilities of AI while keeping your skill set valuable in the new marketing department. As we conclude our presentation, it's worth focusing on number 4 for a moment. Of the human traits furthest from AI's reach, creativity may be the one that comes last. Creativity involves not only a cognitive dimension, the generation of new ideas, but also motivation and emotion, and is closely linked to cultural context and personality. It's unlikely that machines will be able to improve upon this unique combination of traits. As we approach that meaningful partial brain interface by 2023, machines achieving human levels of intelligence by 2029, and perhaps singularity by 2049, it's important for your individual success and that of the organization that you represent that you embrace the near future of marketing and be creative in doing so. And that concludes our presentation, Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning. On behalf of SilverTech, I'm Ian Hughes. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you found this content to be valuable.